There you go for my cousin Brian. Got the STP hat on for you. And a little feisty today, so I got my Deadpool on. And to celebrate 155, look at that. Got a, what, about a 4-pack, 4.5 pack? So can't beat that. Around here, there we go. Wrist check. Alright, it is just after noon. My Eddie's dive. Sand dune dowel, love it. Automatic, 39.5 millimeter dowel, the diameter, so not bad. 90 bucks, can't beat that. Now I got a space theme one, got some ocean theme one, so might as well get a desert theme one. So yeah. Anyway, it is Sunday, June 21st, 2026. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Be the best fathers you can be out there to your kids. You know, you can go a long way. Teach your children how to swim. Never too late. Even if you don't know how to swim, hey, that's something y'all can learn together. You can save each other's lives by learning how to swim. Every parent, you should be one of your major responsibilities is to teach your children how to swim at an early age. You can eliminate 95%, probably 98% of all drownings just by people simply learning how to swim. I'm a big proponent of that. Teach your children how to swim and be strong swimmers, but just be basic swimmers at the very least. How to float and doggy paddle and just, rest up. Be wary of that kind of stuff. You're not a stronger swimmer as you think you are. And that's coming from somebody that's a pretty strong swimmer. But even today, my age, my lung capacity ain't what it once was. So yeah, you gotta know your limitations. Nature's unforgiving. You don't respect nature, she ain't gonna respect you. But it is a beautiful day. Like I said, it's Father's Day, June 21st. And I'm out here just enjoying it, having a great time. It's mid-70s, as you can see, sunny. Pinnacle Peak is 3.1 miles, about 1,040 foot elevation gain. There's some great lookouts along the way. And it's for horses too, but they gotta stay on these main roads here. You can see. No horses. Have people with dogs and kids, which is okay. That's what it's all about. I like seeing lots more families and kids out here. I don't mind seeing dogs out here. I don't like seeing dog patties. Alright. But yeah, pick up after your dogs. Pick up your trash. Take care of nature. Respect Mother Nature. Leave this for the future generations to enjoy. Buy your passes. I got all 3 annual passes. Northwest Pass, the Discovery Pass, and the National Park Service, America the Beautiful Pass. Wow, look how dark and lush it is in here. I could probably lay down and take a nap here. Wow, this is awesome. But yeah, start living your best life possible, people. All flowers coming out too. I'm gonna go here in a little bit, help a co-worker that's packing up moving to Ohio. Helped her Sunday or Monday. I'm gonna help her today. She doesn't have a lot of help, so I try to be there to help out people as much as possible. I'm thankful and fortunate that I'm in a position where I can help. I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting on my trip, doing small hikes in the meantime. So, this ain't too bad at all. Like I said, I'm less than 30 minutes, I'll be down off this. Another 30 minutes, I'll be home, 40 minutes or so. So, whenever she calls, I'll head on over and help her load up the pod. So, you know, least I can do. So, trying to pay it forward a little bit, you know. Not doing it for recognition, not doing it for anything other than I want to help somebody out. And, you know, I feel better about myself doing that, which you should. You know, I've had lots of help along the way. I haven't had any help lately, you know. Everybody gets help here and there, you know. But I try to be more self-reliant, self-sufficient. I really don't want anything extra from anyone. I just want to earn what I, you know, make and keep what's rightfully mine and plan for the future. So I just want to get on my mountaintop. Can't wait to get on my mountaintop in Madison County, Arkansas. Get on my 19 acres and just slow time down. You know, I want it to where I can't even tell which day of the week it is. Today, Tuesday? Forget it. You know, just want to just have my world literally revolve around those 19 acres. So, can't beat that. Alright. Let's see, get a view down to the road there. Yeah, Pinnacle Peak's pretty nice here. It can be steep in spots, and I bet it can be when it's wet. Ooh, it can be a little treacherous, but all in all, it's a pretty good trail. I do recommend it. So it's about 45 minutes from where I live, so not bad at all. I was going to try to find this one way off the beaten path. Like, just, I didn't think I was going to get to it because I figured I was going to hit some logging roads that were private, and sure enough, I did. So, you know, I looked up and I saw Pinnacle Peak was close by, and I said, hey, all right, 3 miles, 1,000-foot elevation gain. Yeah, do that blindfolded. Kidding. All right, but yeah. And I hope your health is getting better, people. I'm about $1.55 now, so I can't complain one bit. All right. As you can see, lots of people on the trail today. All right. But yeah, anyway, work on your health. Work on your weight. If you're smoking, quit smoking, cut back. Drinking, cut back. Get your pain under control. Oh. You know, start eating a little healthier. You know, less unhealthy, as I say. You know, I can eat healthier. I eat too many processed foods. You know, then again, I've been a bachelor most of my life, so, you know, it is what it is. You know, but I do try to eat salads time to time. You know, starting to, you know, just do what I can. Starting to floss finally. I hate flossing. But if I want to keep my teeth, I gotta do it. You know. So I'm saying, you know, you gotta, the bill comes due when it comes to your health. You know, I've been fortunate. But I ignored a lot of stuff, and I had to come paying, the bill came due, and I had to address it. You know, I've broken so many bones, I don't know, I lost count at 15. You know, from literally head to toe, I've broken bones. Some multiple times. Man, they don't get any easier with age. Take care of yourself. Don't get sunburnt. I know I'm going to have skin cancer when I get older. I've been sunburnt bad so many times. Oh yeah, nice. Beautiful views out here. You know, but hey, you know, I don't get sunburnt now. That's why you don't see me swimming as much anymore. Don't get me wrong, I do want to go swimming time to time. I just rather be hiking. But yeah, you know, Job-wise, you know, if you got a job you don't like, do something about it then. Nobody's making you stay there. Staying there because of benefits, okay. Well, maybe look for something else or start changing. Maybe it's you. Your perspective's got to change on things. Nobody's responsible for your happiness but you. You know, if you're not happy, look at what the factors is, external and internal, meaning yourself. External stuff, okay. Internal, nobody can do anything about that but you. Trust me, I know that from experience. That's the internal things I've had to work on for a while. But you get so used to being in a certain mindset, you know. But you just work on it. It just takes time. Progress, not perfection. You know, just try to live your best life possible and do right by others, you know. I don't lie, steal, cheat. You know, I don't hurt others. You know, only way I'm gonna hurt anybody is if they try to do harm upon me or in a wartime situation. You know, I'm not out there doing anything to anybody. You know, quite the opposite. You know, but you know, I believe in, you know, law and order. I believe in fairness. You know, I believe in the Constitution. You know, I believe in people's rights. You know, citizens' rights. You know, I'm not getting political or anything at all. You know, I love my country. You know, 4th of July is right around the corner. And that's something there we should all be thankful for. I know I am. You know, I'm very thankful to be an American, be born here. You know, I have freedom. Nobody's bothering me. I live my life, you know, pretty much free, within moderation, within reason. But I get more and more freedom, not less. You know, and that's by design. You know, so I'm saying everything I'm doing is to get me on my mountaintop so I can live free and then my son to be taken care of for the rest of his life. You know, take that control, that power away from the corporations and from the government. You know, start self-sustaining. You know, instead of living like a slave. Everybody's a slave to the corporations and to the government. You know, you could be in denial all you want, but that's the fact. You know, live free. You know, get as free as possible. You know, I promise you, the more freedom you get, it's like a drug. You don't want to ever give it back up again. You're like, why was I ever living like this? Anyway, y'all get out there and enjoy nature, people. Later.